All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So this is what you get when you're disobedient. You get curses. And, one thing that shows and what highlights, who are the people of the Bible, those curses is very, very important to understand and also to be able to recognize it. Now, this video, as you see the title on the screen, why black neighborhoods don't have grocery stores. Now, this is a fact. First of all, it's in the curses. We're going to get a couple of those. And, this is going into, first of all, the main reason why you in this predicament. So it said, but it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to obey, to observe, and to do all his commandments and the statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So then when you read on down, them curses, and they hit. And we the only ones that fulfill these scriptures. So this is what you get when you're disobedient. So let's listen up.
Why black neighborhoods don't have grocery stores. Here's a buried truth nobody wants to admit. In mostly black neighborhoods, you'll find fast food on every corner, but good grocery stores, nowhere in sight.
Cursed shall you be in the city, cursed shall you be in the field. And when you go to Mark or Matthew 13 and 38, you say the field is the world. So whatever you're at, you're going to have curses. Curse shall be your basket in your store. That's going in, since we lived off the land in the ancient world, now you can talk about, your bank account, your refrigerator. All right. Now, you do have Jakes who able to scam the system. And it's all by design, though, because majority of the ones who are able to scam the system are women. They did that on purpose. The government, provide for them as long as you keep the man away. And on top of that, there's no jobs for the man. But that's a whole nother subject. But that's curses. And also, when you read in this chapter, it goes into that. Evil eye towards the wife, evil eye towards the husband, the man leaving his kids. Yep, all of that is in the curses, man. And we are the ones that's the statistics shows. There's a lot of deadbeat fathers in our communities, but there is a corporate, and that is the curses. The Lord said that would be the case. See, nobody ever want to talk about the curses, all right? The things that actually highlight and point the finger to, like, oh, okay, this is why this happened. Like I was talking to my elders at camp. We are the only ones that have podcasts where our men and our women is talking about how they ain't shit to each other. But when you go to the other nations, they ain't doing none of that. They showing trips. They talking about trips. They talking about the picture of their dog. All right. But our people. So anyway, it says, curse shall be the fruit of your body. Oh, that's another one. Okay. So only 1 to 17. But also, that curse that we just read in 18, that's a whole nother one. So it said they consult to cast him down. Who was they? The nations, with the head being Esau, Edom. From his excellency, which is his superiority. Remember, the Lord said that we are a nation above all nations. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Matter of fact, scripture said that their words is smoother than butter, but it's war in their heart.
That's not an accident. That's by design. This is called the grocery gap. For decades, supermarkets refused to open in black communities, claiming they were too risky or not profitable. Instead, these neighborhoods were flooded with Dollar Generals, liquor.
And this is how you know that is a lie. Talk about that as risky and not profitable. Number one, You already know that Israelites love to eat. Okay, that's number one. Number two, like I said, when it comes to Eve, she'll have 6 kids, 1,200 in food stamps. So you gonna get your money. And also, as it's going into the Dollar Generals, the liquor stores, these things are to poison you. These things is to keep you on a low vibration. They do this on purpose.
Stores and
Why they only consult to cast him down from his excellency.
fast food chains, cheap calories, but no real nutrition. The result? Higher rates of diabetes.
Now that just made me think of something. Because it said no. Let's go back real quick. Made me think of this scripture.
They were too risky or not profitable. Instead, these neighborhoods were flooded with Dollar Generals, liquor stores, and fast food chains. Cheap calories.
Cheap calories, right? So say you have so much, bring in little. We built this country and we don't benefit from it. If you ain't an entertainer, all right, you don't benefit from it. And then you getting pennies on the dollar when you become an entertainer. That's why you have so many documentaries about, our people getting played. Like you got a whole documentary series called 30 for 30. That's the sports. People who made, millions to hundreds of millions of dollars and then they broke. Then you have another one when it comes to music called Unsung. We see all the horror stories about that. So, but you have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink because it's cheap calories. You clothe you, but there is no warrant. He that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes. I love the scripture because what our people created the slang? Chasing the bag. Well, the Lord said, you can chase the bag all you want to, but it got holes in it because every time you get some money, guess what happens? Something happens. Car breakdown. Somebody needs something. First of all, you're already not educated about money, and so since you never had anything, what you end up doing is giving it right back. You're gonna buy. Remember the I don't know if anybody watching this, if you remember the skit with Dave Chappelle. People was buying a truck full of, like, basically they got reparations. Black people got reparations, and then they was buying KFC chains, Newports, trucks, fucking all the jewelry. So basically all you're doing is giving the money right back. You're not investing in anything that actually, you don't know nothing about investments. Okay. We wasn't taught that. But anyways, so cheap calories.
But no real nutrition.
Real nutrition. And what the Lord say? This is why most of us are sick. This is a curse. And Yahweh said, even till the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I would dry them. So wherever you at, your bread is defiled. And now they coming out, and I believe it. Because you got to understand, when they talk about organic, that have the most pesticides. That's why the shelf life is the longest. A lot of preservatives, a lot of pesticides, man. So the organic is the worst. We can't win, man. But you know me, all praises to Yahweh Bashmal Shai. When I make videos, I try to bring both aspects. So we will be blessed. And these people is not going to get away. Only reason why this video is being made, to highlight who the Israelites are and to also build up your faith. Because everything that's written in the scriptures is playing out or already played out.
Higher rates of diabetes, heart disease, and shorter lifespans in black communities compared to near.
Now, I got to go back to Deuteronomy. I don't know where this scripture is at particularly, but I'm going to look through it. Because it talks about, bear with me. Talks about sickness. Well, since we let me see. Let me see. Give me a little bit more. Talks about sickness. There we go. So it said, then Yahweh will make your plagues wonderful, and the plagues of your seed, even the great plagues of a long continuance, and sore sickness, and of a long continuance. So one thing about our people is very sick. And it's because we have a dietary law and our people don't follow it. You ain't supposed to be eating pork. You ain't supposed to be eating all the abominations of the sea like shrimp, lobster, crab, all right, scallops, all of that shit. But hey, our people don't want to listen. That's why you're sick. But also, this is part of the curses, because even in slavery, the things that we're not supposed to eat, they made it a delicacy, and those things have been passed down from generation to generation.
By white neighborhoods. And when residents asked for change, city officials often sided with corporations, not the people.
It's all about money, and it's also, they know who we are, and it's all about keeping us in the lowest state, and they actually are happy that we are in this estate. So it says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, and which they wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying that this is the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth. Because this is back in Babylon, ancient Babylon, and we was a people of dignity. People knew who we were, who we are actually, and we were brought down. The Lord sent the Babylonians against us, sacked our temple, stole our riches, burned it down, all of that. Had to rebuild it. So the nations, when they seen this, they, wagging their hand at you, clapping at you. Basically, it's mocking you. And how we do it. If you can see my face, I'm doing it right now, but basically shaking your head. Like, okay. But this supposed to be the Israelites. This supposed to be the people that the Lord have blessed. All your enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found it. We have seen it. All right. And they've been seeing it for centuries now. But now you have the prophets, as it's saying, Psalms 50 and 21. I will set them in order before their eyes. See, it's a remnant that they didn't account for. The remnant is what's going to preserve the rest of Israel, because if it wasn't for the remnant, Israel would be as Sodom and Gomorrah, as it says in Isaiah 1 and 9. So the Lord have set apart godly men and women for him, that they will be delivered. Even if they become martyrs, they will be risen up. So the seed of Israel will always prevail. But right now, they look at us in this lower state and they're able to mock. Yahweh have done that. See, the Lord have done it. Okay? Because the contract is, if you do what he say, you be blessed. If you don't, you get cursed. Which he have devised. He have fulfilled the word that he have commanded in the days of old. He have thrown down and have not pity. Sure haven't. All right. He's showing pity now upon his elect, waking them up, which represents the end. Is I set the forth the apostles last, if it were appointed to death. Okay. So the Lord said in prophecy that it was going to be prophets that wake up to usher in the kingdom of heaven. And he have caused your enemy to triumph over you. He have set up the horn, which is the power of your adversaries. So all it is, and this is just a video going into how the food in your neighborhoods is trash, and how grocery stores, like big chains grocery stores, is in the suburbs, so-called white neighborhoods, and you get the trash. You get Save-A-Lot. You get Aldi's.
These food deserts alive. This isn't just about food. It's about control. Deny people healthy options, and you deny them health, energy, and even years of life.
Yep. And these nations eat off of you being in a lower state too, because guess what? You are what you eat. That's why our people are so docile. All right. Our people are just, they through, man. It's going to take the Lord to have to put the spirit on the 2/3 to rouse up. So it says, the stranger that is within you shall get up very high. You should come down very low. Like this video is illustrating. Because your neighborhoods is the worst of the worst. He shall lend to thee, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and pursue you and overtake you till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of Yahweh your power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. This is what you get when you're disobedient. And they shall, and I love the scripture right here. And the they is the curses, and they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever, which means a very long time. And this is the reason why I'm making this video. This to show you that this is a sign upon our people. Who else is going through this? Okay. And it says, because you service not Yahweh your power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for all the abundance of all things, therefore shall you serve your enemies. And guess what? We are. His grocery stores, even though it's the worst grade of food, it's still his shit, and we have to go to it. So it said, serve your enemies. That's plural. That's why the heathen get into your neighborhoods, in your vicinity, and set up shop and set up businesses. And guess what? They're getting money hand over fist from you. Which Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall sin against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. There's nothing that we can do. We are subjected to this trash. None of us are farmers. None of us own a slaughterhouse. All right. You don't even know where your food comes from. That's why you pray over it in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and thank Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. And in the one of all things, he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. And that happened in slavery.
This is modern segregation, not with signs on doors, but with what's inside them. Yep. Fast food for black communities, fresh food for white ones. Follow buried headlines, because exposing injustice is the first step to tearing it down.
Well, the prophets, that's the prophet's job. We've been exposing injustice. And that's why we're going to read this. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. So the curse is about to come upon them. Deuteronomy 30:7 is already happening. I said this at camp. I said, when you see these compilations of people basically crying, about how society is bad, it's Edomites. Our people are still oblivious and they don't know what the hell is going on. As long as they got a blunt, a PlayStation, a big screen TV, some social media, our people is content, because our people are already used to being in a lower state. But, these Edomites seeing a country that they stole, being, snatched from before their eyes. So they upset, and they recognize that it ain't getting better. So the curse is upon them. So like I said, we always got to end it on positivity, because this is what's coming to us. See, right now we under curses, and the Lord said this in the last book of the Bible, and there should be no more curse, but the throne of the Most High and the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads, and there should be no night there, which represents what we are in right now. No more captivity, no more oppression, no more suffering, no more affliction, no more death. And they need no candle, neither the light of the sun, for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua give them a light, and they shall reign forever and ever. And that's talk about the wisdom and understanding. And let's end it on my favorite scripture in the whole Bible. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. It didn't say from everybody, their eyes. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Esau, you will pay for all the things that you have done, and seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.